So it is almost the end of June and July's just around the corner. So let's make a video about July's TBR. My name's Kendra. Welcome to Readworthy. If you are new, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been here a few times, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not subscribed, please do so. I would love to discuss books with you as much as I possibly can. I love getting comments and being able to reply to them. They're a lot of fun. So join in. But today we are going to discuss what I plan on reading in the month of July. Now these aren't all the books that I plan on reading. I'm hoping to get to more, but these are the books that for sure I am I guess you could say dedicated to read because of one thing or another, which I will explain per book, I guess. I'm actually kind of videoing this a little late because I was hoping that a couple of the books that I'm reading for the month of July, I ordered specifically in hopes to get it here so that I could, physically read them, but also to show them off. But I can't do that because they're not here still at this point and it's, almost nighttime. So the very first one we're going to talk about, though, is called The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. And this is not an unheard book by any means. This one's going to be for one of I'm part of a lot of book clubs, and this is one of them. They've chosen this book, and so I'm joining in to read this book. What I'm being told is that it is about a secret society, and it's like the elite of all the elites when it comes to magic. And that if you're part of the secret society, then it comes with a lot of wealth, a lot of power, like any other secret society, right? The secret society has the best of the magicians. So that sounds pretty amazing. I'm pretty excited about that. Obviously, it's a fantasy book, and I love magic, so hopefully, and I like academic kind of stuff. So secret, dark stuff, that's right up my alley. So I'm pretty excited about reading this book. So the next one that I'm going to talk about is the brand new Riley Sager. He came out with a book, I think within the last couple of days, actually. The House Across the Lake. This is another book that I'm waiting to show up today. I'm very eager. I've read a few of Riley Sager's, not all yet, but a few. I really enjoy most of it that I've read so far. The newest one before this one, called Survive the Night, was not a fave of mine. I think I gave that 2 stars. I do like this thriller writer, and I think he does a great job. And I'm hoping that the Survive the Night book was just a fluke. The House Across the Lake is the name of the book that I'm about to. I don't know if I've said that yet or not, but it is the book that I plan on reading in July. It takes care of actually 2 of my book club picks, so that's fantastic. I'm so glad that they that kind of shortens my list of books that I must read this upcoming month, so that makes me very happy. Plus it's Riley Sager, so I think I'm in safe hands. This is kind of like a telling, I guess, for his point of view of a woman across the street, I think, or a woman in the window kind of a deal. It's about a woman who is kind of infatuated with a couple across the lake, and the woman of that couple, they're married, and she vanishes. The main character's name is Casey, and she saves the wife at one point in time from drowning from the lake, and so they make a friendship together, and so she actually is invested on what happened to this woman. I also know that it's, like I said, it's Riley Sager, so I don't want to know too much about it because I don't want anything given away to me. I want to be very pleasantly surprised by it. Okay, so another book club pick was one that I've never heard of, but apparently it is getting all high praise and everyone's excited about it. And apparently it was an Amazon only kind of thing for a while. I went ahead and got this book through Audible. I like to listen to my fantasies more so than read them physically. I feel like world building and stuff, I'm able to visualize better listening to those kind of books. This one's called Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldwin. And like I said, I got an Audible of this that I plan on listening to in July. And all I know, first off, it seems like a little, like almost like a cozy fantasy about this orc who starting up a coffee shop, which that sounds so funny. And then what I read, there's a sentence that I read that I really got me really interested in. It's called "A hot cup of fantasy slice of life with a dollop of romantic froth." So let's hope that this orc makes me happy. But again, that's a book club pick. The same book club also picked out Book Lovers, which finally, after buying every single one of her books, Emily Henry, I'm finally going to join that book club pick as well and read one of her books, even though I've bought every single one of her books and have not read one of them. I'm going to finally read one. Yay! It's going to be Book Lovers first. I know that People We Meet on Vacation, and I don't remember the other one, but I know that they are very well loved. And I was planning on reading those first, but because this is a July book club pick, I'm going to read this one first. Plus, I love books that have readers or talks about books in the book. It's just like a little cliche thing that I'm just like, I will snatch up real quick. What I kind of understand about this book is that there's a woman, her name is Nora, and she has a little sister who she just adores, and her little sister adores her. And so she goes to visit her for a whole month in August. She's, I think, like a reader or an editor or like a book reviewer. She reads a lot of books. And so she goes with her see her sister for a whole month in August, and which is perfect because, you know, that's summer, so woohoo. And she meets a guy who is an editor, and he reads a bunch of books too. And so it's almost like, I feel like it's going to be like a introvert meets another introvert and they fall in love. That's what I'm guessing. And books are mentioned multiple times. So we'll see how that goes. I think the cover though is really, really cute because like, look, they're like sharing books. That's so cute. I love it. So another book that I have chosen to read are for two reasons. Number one, I have a like goal list, and one of them is to read certain books with something in the title. And so one of those words in the title is dark. So I'm going to read Things We Do in the Dark to be able to scratch that off my list. And this is also a book of the month pick for this year. So because of that, I don't know if you know this or not, but if you're part of Book of the Month, then you will know that they also give you little challenges for the year. And I'm only one book away from hitting the final challenge. And so here we go. I'm going to be able to cross that off the list as well. I got this book last month, I believe. Yeah, June. Well, this month, I guess you could say. And I only read the very first sentence, so I don't know too much about what this is about, because I read the first sentence and that was enough for me. I don't need to read it anymore, and I don't want to. I seriously like to go into books as blind as I can. It's called When Paris is Arrested in Her Own Bathroom, Covered in Blood, Holding a Straight Razor, Her Celebrity Husband Dead in the Bathroom Tub Behind Her. She knows she will be charged with murder. And that's like the first sentence of a very long, like lengthy, description of the book. But that's enough. I don't need to read it anymore. So that's all I know about it. That's all now you know about it. And hopefully turns out to be a really good book. Okay, so speaking of challenges, there is a booktuber that I enjoy listening to or watching. Her YouTube channel is called Gabby Reads. And she just but she did make an announcement recently about what she does apparently every year. This is her third year doing it, called Summerween. And pretty much it's celebrating Halloween in the summertime. And so you're supposed to read, spooky, scary, thrillers, horror books, whatever have you. But she has prompts. So I want to hit those prompts. Apparently it's going from July 15th through the 21st. So from Friday to Friday. And she said she purposely did that so that people could have the entire weekend. But I work in retail, so it doesn't matter to me. But, so the first prompt is to read in the dark. So I'll be sure to check that off. That's easy for me, especially I do read books on e-file. So that way it is easier for me to fall asleep to a book instead of having a bright light on. That will be an easy check mark. Number two is read a book with a Halloween colors on it, on the cover. So, you know, like black and orange, green, purple, black, you know, some around those lines. And I have chosen The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. And I know nothing about this book at all. I just know that the author does apparently a really, really good job at horror, thriller kind of types of books. The author's reputation, more so than anything else, is what made me buy this book, because this one apparently is one of his more loved books compared to the other ones. I don't know anything about this book at all, other than that it's horror. It's supposed to be kind of scary. I do know that apparently it's about a killer, like a serial killer, and that's all I got for you. So sorry if you wanted more, but that's, for now, that's all I have. But that will check off whether or not it has Halloween covers, because I mean, orange and black, you can't get more Halloween than that, right? Number 3 prompt is the word haunt in the title. And so I have chosen The Haunting of Leah Harker by Darcy Coates. And I chose this for a couple of reasons. Number 1, it has haunting, so haunt is in the title. Hello. And number 2, I've just recently read a Darcy Coates by, I think last month. And so I really enjoyed it. Oh, it's right here on the back of the book. The Haunting of Ashbourne House. And I enjoyed it a lot. And so I feel like she has a lot of these books. So I have another one of The Haunting of Something House. But I chose this one because it sounded a little bit more interesting. It's about, her name is Leah, and she's being haunted. It's not really a place that she's at. It's just all of a sudden things start weirdly happening around her. And so she's trying to figure that stuff out. So that's kind of spooky, and I like that. I love books to do with hauntings and haunting and like ghosty stuff. But it doesn't have to end that way. I like the creepiness. I like creepy books. Not like horror books, but like creepy vibes. And usually haunting stuff like that usually gives that to you. So this will be fun to read, I'm sure. And number 4 would be read a slasher, which kind of sucks because right now I'm reading Someone's in Your House, I think it's the name of it. Someone's in the House, something around those lines, which seems to be is turned into a slasher. But I have it on, got it from my library on e-file, and so I'm reading it now because I don't know if I'll have it when the time comes between July 15th and 21st. Otherwise, I would stop reading it right away and come back to it, because I think I'm only like 6 chapters in, and that would count as my slasher. But I went ahead and did a little search on Goodreads of like slasher books, you know, so I could get like, you know, an idea of books that I could possibly read that I have already. And the winner chicken dinner, is Final Girls by another Riley Sager book, which I've not read yet. It's, I think, one of the only ones I own that I have not read. Final Girls apparently is about a bunch of girls that, like, I don't know if they like get together or they know each other, because I'm not sure. I think that they're pretty much, final girl in a horror movie is the girl that's left alive. There's always one girl that makes it through everything at the very end of the horror slasher movies, right? So they're called the final girl. And this is about girls who were in that kind of situation in their lives. They were the final girl. They were the girl that survived whatever happened in their lives. Okay. And so I don't know if they have like a little group meeting that they meet once a month or what have you, but they all know each other and they slowly start dying one by one. But Goodreads says it's a slasher. If you know it's not a slasher, and I would be breaking that number 4 prompt by reading this as the slasher book, let me know. Maybe I can find something else to read instead. I'm not a big slash reader. I'm not a big slash movie-er. So, like I said, I'm more about like, I like creepy vibes. I like being on the edge of everything. And so slasher movies and usually slasher books have a tendency to get really gory, and that's not my big fan. I'm not a big fan of that. I want to hit the prompt. I'm going to hit the prompt. It's a goal. I have to hit my goals. Not only that, but again, it's Riley Sager, so I feel like I can't go too wrong. I know it's not like her most beloved one, but I do feel like it is still well liked. So we'll go with this one for sure for number 4 prompt. And then a 5th prompt is to bake or make something as you're reading. which I'll probably just make some iced coffee or something. I'm not a big baker, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I will bake something. If I bake something, I'll let you know, okay? Those are all my books that I'm for sure reading for the month of July. Like I said, I'll probably add in a little bit more, maybe some manga. I did finish this month, I did finish the Spy X Families, the ones that are out thus far. So I'm done with those. I still have plenty of One Piece though to read. I actually just got 16th, 17th, and 18 volumes. So I'll probably read a couple of those during the month of July. But, you know, be a little loosey-goosey with my plans. Don't want to give you everything. Anyway, please join me with any of these. Like I said, a lot of these are book club picks, so I'm definitely going to be reading them. And maybe when I do my July wrap-up, you can be like, hey, yeah, I read that book too. I loved it, or I hated it, or what have you. So, you know, we can have a good talk about all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk to you then. Bye.